Ready to go. So today we're gonna begin and I'm gonna show you how to do conditional loops. Okay, so what is conditional loops? Okay, so conditional loops is where something is gonna keep on doing until a certain condition is met. Okay, so if you can remember, we did for loops and that was an unconditional for loop. There was no is this greater than that, is this equal to this. It just had a straightforward 1 to 5, do it 5 times. Okay, so there was no conditions that had to be met. You just give it the value and it's going to repeat that many times. Okay, but now with conditional loops is where it's going to begin a bit different. Okay, so first off, you will see this buttons I've got here. It looks a bit different. For instance, enter names until stop, okay, and so forth. So we're gonna have two types of loops. Okay, so for the unconditional, we had the for loop. For conditional, there's two type of loops. Just gonna show you here inside. So the first one is, let me just run this, get rid of that errors over there.
The post is not required. This is if you put it there, for your input or your insert, you need it.
Okay. So the first one is a repeat, and then if you press spacebar, you will see it's a repeat until something needs to be true. Okay. The other one you get, or the second conditional loop, is a while. So if you also just press spacebar, it's going to complete something. So while something is true, it's just going to do something. You're just going to have begin, and it's going to keep on doing until something, or while something is true. Okay, so it's just, all you need to know is repeat and while. So if you just click space, it will automatically just complete the function for you. Okay, but we'll dive a bit deeper into this as we go. Okay, so for the first button, we have an enter names until stop. Okay, so if you think of a loop, you can go a while. So while can work if you say while it's the name is not stop, you can keep on just displaying the names. But the best one here to use is a repeat. Okay, the reason I say that is if you think about entering names until a stop is reached. Okay, so I'm gonna basically ask myself, okay, please enter a name. Then I'm gonna enter a name. It's gonna need to be displayed into the reach edit until I enter the word stop. So that just makes more sense for me to say repeat until the name equals stop. Okay, so how this works is, okay, first off, we're gonna need to clear our reach edit. So our red display dot lines dot clear. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to repeat by adding now the names into the reach edit. So we can just say red display dot lines dot add, and now we can add whatever the name is we want to do. So we're going to use the input box. Okay, if you can still remember from an input box, so the first one is the caption. So then the second parameter is like the instruction. So you can just say please enter a name. And then the last parameter is an example, but we are not gonna add an example in there, so we're just gonna leave it empty. Okay, so it will basically, it's gonna repeat the step over and over and over until when, or until what? Until that input box is equal to stop. Okay. Only problem with this is, you see now, where we want to compare something, we do not actually have this stored in a variable, this input box. Okay, so what we actually want to do is we want to take this whole statement and then just save it firstly into a variable so that we have something to compare with. So we're gonna have a variable called, let's say, enter name, and we're gonna give that a data type of string. So then at our repeat we're gonna have that line, but now we're just gonna put that into the variable we just created. So our enter name is equal to input box name, so it's gonna put the name into the enter name, it's gonna display it until it's what is stop. So now we can say, okay, so now we can actually have a variable enter name until enter name is stop, and we should just remember to display enter name. Okay, so what this will then now do, if my renation is correct, it's gonna say, okay, ask me a name, put it into enter name, then display the enter name until enter name is stop. So was enter name stop? No, it wasn't, so it's just gonna keep on going to the top. Okay, add another name, put it into enter name, display it. Is it stop? No, it's not. Okay, so we can, this is gonna be the basics. Oh, I forgot to say this here. Okay, this is gonna be the very basicest form. Let me just save this. Okay, so now I can say enter names until stop. Okay, let me see. So John, you will see it gets added to the reach edit, so it's gonna ask again. And Sarah, Santa, Maria, Louis, and then if I enter stop in here, you will see, there we go. Now it actually stopped. Stopped is just displayed as well into the reach edit. Okay, there is a way out of this. It's actually very, very simple. Yeah, so that is actually, I'll show you how to remove the stop out of here and do, or not to let it display. But that's a minor, how can I say, a problem. For now, I just want you to understand how this works. So again, I can type in anything, keep on typing anything. You'll see it just keeps on popping up until I type in the word stop. Then it will stop. Okay? You'll see everything, and I've got stop over here. Easy. Everyone understand this thing? So the while loop, I have the question enter numbers until total is greater than 100. So then what I want to do is I want to have two variables, or two variables, yes, number and total, which will be of data type integer. I'm going to begin by initializing total to be 0. That is just so that if I use total is equal to total the first time, it will not have a random value. Okay, I'm going to clear my reach edit. Then I want to begin by implementing the while loop. So I'm going to say, so while my total is less than 101, I want to repeat these steps by between the begin and end, and then I just say, so my number is my string to int. I get it out of an input box. I just say, okay, the caption is numbers, the instruction is please enter a number. Okay, then I'm just gonna display whatever I entered, and then I will just say, okay, so my total is whatever the total was plus whatever I just entered. Okay, so then it will check. So again, if I run this, you will see enter numbers until it's greater than 100. So if I type in 10, so my total is at the moment 10. If I type in 40, my total is 10 plus 40, which is 50. So now if I type
So we
in
need to just ask the user. How do you
40,
ask the
it
user?
still will work, so it's 48,
Input option.
9,
But
but
if
now
input
if I
option
type
is
in
string,
20,
is it
it will be
integer?
more than 100, so it's gonna stop.
So string to int.
Okay, and that is the while loop.